bought this book when I was deployed in Kuwait. I was 21 years old. Second book I've ever bought for myself. Emotional Alchemy. You can tell how long I had this book for 8 years. It's pretty beat up. But I'm pretty sure I finished this book. And for some reason I was drawn to reading it again, and it brought up so much memories and just things that I already knew that I forgot that I knew. And I forgot that I knew them because I allowed myself to get attached to certain relationships, certain types of people that didn't support me, just me in general. And I don't know why I want to talk about it. I'm trying to find it. I'm going to read a few things that I highlighted. Maybe that'll help. So this book is called Emotional Alchemy, and it talks about how the mind can heal the heart. And in the beginning, it highlights, exactly what they mean, or what the author means by emotional alchemy and mindfulness. And it says alchemy occurs when the spiritual plane comes in contact with the material plane. Alchemists, the tales go, sought to use a magical philosopher's stone to transmute lead into gold, but lead and gold and a more philosophical school of alchemy were metaphors for internal state. The alchemist's discipline was one of psychological and spiritual transformation. Alchemists realized that the mystery they sought to solve was not outside, but in the psyche. Mindfulness means seeing things as they are without trying to change them. Alchemy is accepting everything in the pot without trying to reject or correct it, seeing that even the negative part of the learning and healing, seeing that even the negative is part of the learning and healing. Maybe that's what it is. Understanding that and remembering, that's what I feel like I want to talk about. That I'm remembering that no matter what you go through, you can always find the positive in it. You can always find a way to make it positive if you choose to. And sometimes it's not immediately. Sometimes you can't always immediately put a positive spin on it, but eventually you can. Like earlier today, I was going to the beach with my son, and I was listening to a song, and I thought about a certain person that I don't talk to anymore because they introduced me to the song. So I'm like, immediately when I thought about them, I'm like, and I started being like, why did I even deal with them? Like, they did this to me, they did that to me. And then immediately I'm like, well, if I never met them, I would have never found out. Who's to say when I would have came across this song? Like, this is a really good song, and I love this song. And I'm glad that you introduced me to this song, so thank you for that. And then I thought about the guy that showed me that beach. And I'm like, him too. Like, I don't talk to him anymore. And he was a douchebag, but he showed me this beach. I wouldn't have, who's to say I would have even found this beach? But I'm just thinking, like, if I would have never met him, I would have never found this beach, and I probably wouldn't be on my way to this beach right now, had I not met him. So, and I immediately just started thinking, like, to anyone that has entered my life and left, it's like, I appreciate the things that, the positive things and the negative things, because it either taught me something that I really needed to learn, or just added more to my life in some way. And I started thinking about that Ariana Grande song, Thank You Next. And it's just like, thank you for this, and thank you for that, and thank you for all the things that I was able to take from this experience. But that doesn't mean I have to, like, deal with you for the rest of my life. Like, thank you, but bye. You know? And that's what I mean, like, putting a positive spin on it. It's like, you can think of something to be like, oh, well, if I never would have dealt with this person, then I wouldn't have went through this, I wouldn't have experienced this, I wouldn't have went through that. Like, and just taking that and just running with it. Just taking it and running with it. And I used to think like that a lot. And that's what helped me be a lot more positive and present and mindful of every day. But the problem was allowing someone that was not on that vibration to come in and disrupt it. Either blatantly or covertly. Allowing in an energy that is not a match to you, come in and disrupt your peace. And I do feel like, to a certain extent, you attract certain people to you. But at the same time, it's not always like that. That's not always the case. I don't believe that it's just black and white like that. I believe that it's very possible to be high vibrational, and a low vibrational person is attracted to you because they see how high vibrational you are, and they want to take from you. That's an energy vampire. That is a predator. And it's possible to be tricked. It's possible to be manipulated. It's possible for a low vibrational energy to pretend to be high vibrational, to pretend to like the things that you like, to pretend to be on the same level with you intellectually, to pretend that they actually care about you. And if you're not, careful, you will end up in a situation where you are connected with someone that is draining you in every way, shape, and form, and you're just completely, I'm not gonna say completely unaware, but you're ignoring, you could be ignoring the red flags. And that's dangerous, to just sit there and continuously give someone the benefit of the doubt when they're showing you exactly who they are. I was watching a video, what's his name? He's a very popular, I don't even know what to call him. I know he does lectures, and he's, what's his name? Jordan Peterson? I think it's Jordan Peterson. I think it's Jordan Peterson or something like that. He was doing a lecture, and he was talking about psychopaths. And he was saying how, and this video really made me cry, because it completely validated something inside of me that I didn't even know needed validation. And he was pretty much saying, I wish I could verbatim quote him word for word, because like the way I'm about to say it is going to be completely watered down in an understatement. But he pretty much said that no one is immune to being manipulated by a psychopath. Anyone could be manipulated by a psychopath. Even someone that is well educated in psychopathy. It is still possible for them to be manipulated, even for a few minutes, even for, like, he was talking about how a psychologist or a psychiatrist, whichever one it was interviewing a psychopath, and during the interview, he found himself being manipulated by the psychopath. When he watched the tape back, he realized where it took a turn, where he was like, okay, that's where he got me. He got me right there, and he had me going for this amount of time throughout the interview, or throughout the I guess it was an interview, whatever it was. He was interviewing the psychopath, but he manipulated a well-educated psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever it was. I'm gonna say psychologist, but he's still well educated. He still knows, about psychopathy. He knows all that. It's like when someone puts so much energy, time into manipulating people, it's inevitable for them to become masterful at it if they study it enough, if they study human behavior enough, if they study people enough. They can become a master manipulator and manipulate anybody. All it depends on is how much time and effort they're willing to put into learning how to manipulate someone. And they can get so good that they can manipulate a psychologist. Pretty much he was saying no one's immune to it. And it's a certain line that he said that really got me. What really got me was it was the whole video. It was from beginning to end. But the chances of you being immune to a psychopath's proclivity, I believe that's the word he used, to be polite in conversation or just in general, and their charm, the possibilities of you being immune to that is extremely low. So it kind of like made me feel validated, because when you look back on how someone manipulated you and you feel like you should have known better, you really blame yourself. And while you have to take accountability to a certain degree, it's never all on the other person. You have to take accountability to some degree, and only you know how much accountability you're supposed to take. And this scenario is like understanding the part that the other person played, and really understanding and coming to terms with the fact that you were preyed upon. Especially when it comes to psychopaths specifically, and just really it doesn't even have to be a psychopath, just a really manipulative individual. Someone that is so good at it to where you really start to question your own judgment and start to doubt yourself and doubt how you see reality, how you remember things. He also said that at least once in your life, you're going to be preyed upon by a psychopath. And I've had the pleasure of being preyed upon by a psychopath twice. 2 psychopaths. And I know they're psychopaths because I literally went through the psychopathy test. And they both passed with flying colors. So, and I already felt like they were psychopaths. I just didn't know how to prove it until I ran into that test. And it's the actual test that actual psychiatrists use to determine whether someone qualifies as a psychopath. So I've had the wonderful pleasure of being in a relationship with 2 psychopaths. And it took me a long time to really figure that out and also grow into who I am today, to pay attention to certain signs and to understand that, everyone isn't like you. Everyone doesn't want rainbows and sunshine and want the best for you and just want to help, and just, there are some fucked up people in this world that will do fucked up things to you if you let them. And it took a lot for me to just understand that, really understand it. I don't know why, honestly. I don't know why it took me so long to understand it, but Yep, that's my TED Talk for the night.